Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I am Black Omen, and we're back with another episode of Rwby Beyond. In the last episode, it was called Junior Detectives, and it was basically, as I said, it reminded me very much of a Rwby Chibi skit, but obviously done differently. Now, I don't know if I'm going to expect a similar kind of goofiness from this, or the same level of humor. But yeah, this one I think is going to be centered more around Jaune. Because they have the picture anyway. I'm not quite sure what that's going to mean or entail exactly. Maybe it's going to be Jaune's perspective of when he was first down there in the Ever After. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm kind of interested to see how this one goes. Alright, before we begin, captions on, and I think we are officially ready to go. We will start it up in 3, 2, 1, and go.
This is the very first entry in what I guess is about to become my journal.
There you go.
Just feels like something you do when you want to keep your daily life in perspective. And now that I've been young and old, and
so this
again,
is him in Vacuo.
It's not always easy to keep things in perspective these days. I know I lost it for a little bit there. Being back with my team helps, even though things aren't the same. Rin and Nora have their own thing they're working through, and I'm not the same boy they knew. I'm the Rusted Knight.
Rusted Knight, yeah, that's true.
Nora loves reminding people of that, by the way. They usually just look at her like it's some kind of inside joke they're not a part of. These days, I'd rather forget.
Oh.
I guess I was the Rusted Knight, but the Rusted Knight wasn't really me. Who is Jaune now? Lately, I've been spending more time with the person I thought might relate most.
Oscar.
And how is that journal going?
I haven't quite started yet. Soon, though.
It'll help.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't feel like anything will. Don't get me wrong, I'm not unhappy to be back. I just feel out of place. Like I've left the world by and it's done the same.
Believe me, I know what that's like. I've been the subject of a couple of fairy tales myself.
You mean Ozpin has? Right?
Pause. It's kind of interesting in a way that both these two would kind of connect, because it's obviously Oscar has Ozpin inside of him as his another soul, which is another part of him, whereas Jaune has the Rusted Knight inside of him, which he feels like which is kind of technically a part of him, in a manner of speaking. It is kind of, as I said, it is kind of interesting that they would have some kind of commonality, and I'm kind of glad we get to see a little introspective thoughts from Jaune after being in the Ever After, being the Rusted Knight, and kind of going from young to old and then back to young again. It would take a lot out. But anyway, let's continue on in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Of course. If you're not sure where to start, I do have a suggestion, if you'd like.
Sure.
Think about the good times. What little they might have been that you spent in the Ever After.
Just focus on the positive.
No, not like that. It might be able to help you remember what it was all for. And rewrite the story in your own way.
The good times. I remember Alex and Lewis. Those early days of getting to know each other were magical. It's like I was living someone else's life.
Lewis kind of reminds me of Ozpin, or at least
to all of us was
a past life
exciting.
of him or something.
Lewis was a puzzle, since he wasn't part of the story I knew, but he figured out really quickly that I knew more than I was letting on. We compared notes on Remnant. Oh, they couldn't believe I was from the faraway future. I couldn't believe they were from Vacuo. Back before the war. before Huntsman. I remember the first time we tried to shop at the Garden Acre. They didn't have days of the week, so they invented one. Splatter Day, just for us humans. You know, for a while, they ended up having Splatter Day every day because they didn't understand. But every Splatter Day, there was a farmer's market. Only, instead of buying produce, you bought farmers who would grow it for you for a little bit. We would roast things by the fire every night. But it was those campfires I remember most. Lewis writing everything down in his journal. The story he'd one day tell to help lead my friends to me. Oh, and in those early days, every night around the campfire, when I tell them
You're
my
roasting
story,
cheese?
my
I have
adventures,
no idea. That's definitely a
they always
snail.
seemed so amazed. Which was weird because it was just my life. The mistakes I'd made. And the times I'd gotten lucky. It was like having my team back. People around you who make you feel more than you are. Or maybe they see you in a way you can't see yourself. It's the same kind of warmth that a good fire brings.
Up here. There you go.
Laughter. And a good meal. I see those campfires all across Vacuo at night, and I wonder what people are sharing, what they're building, the hope they're stoking, and what they'll be saying when this is all over. I guess maybe there's something to this after all.
Perspective.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna make it?
Around that campfire. Did it matter?
No. No, I guess it didn't.
That was pretty cool. I definitely enjoyed that. It was a lot more serious and a lot more somber. And definitely a lot more introspective. And, you know, with all things considered, it is definitely quite nice to kind of see those two bonding. Considering, as I said, like they do in fact share some kind of commonality between them, having another soul, another part of them inside of them. And, you know, it's definitely kind of cool to kind of see that. So, now, I believe that next episode is going to be a double episode to kind of like tie up everything, to kind of finish it up. Because, you know, Rooster Teeth is shutting down this month. And, yeah, I'm gonna miss it. So, this Saturday actually is gonna be probably their last bit of Rwby content until we know anything different. Until we know more otherwise. Alright. So yeah, so thank you guys for watching. That was really great. That was cool. I enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitch if you want to check out and see what games I'm streaming. You can find me at twitch.tv/BlackOmen219. So yeah, until then, you guys. Oh, and by the way, I officially hit 600 subscribers. So hell yeah, dude. You guys are awesome. I appreciate it. So until then, you guys, let's keep going. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.